Hi guys, and welcome to Love Yourself to Success podcast. I'm your host Aaliyah.
And I'm Chanel.
And we'll be discussing all things self-love related.
We'll be discussing unselfish self-love,
healing practices,
deep wisdom,
empowerment,
universal concepts,
manifestation,
mindset shift,
boundaries,
and communication,
reinvention,
and real deep truths.
This is Self-Love Redefined. Hi guys. And we're back with another episode with another guest. Woo! Tamarah Djalloul is in the house with us today. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
So yeah, this is our third guest. So guys, we're doing our trilogy. So you would have seen our last two guests, which was Rashan from Dope Black Women podcast and Sachin, who's a coach, and his Instagram is Spoon of Consciousness. And then for the third of this trilogy, we've got Tamarah. So how are you?
I'm good.
Yeah?
I'm good. Surprisingly good.
How's life?
Surprisingly good. Life is good right now. I feel like you have to want life to be good for it to be good right now.
Amen.
You have to just give yourself that positive vibes.
Yeah.
I think we've come a long way in 2020. And
Yes.
we're still here.
Yes.
Something to be proud of.
Yeah, man.
Definitely.
100%.
This year's like definitely the most, like, it's just like, you know, literally it's the perfect time for the caption, what a time to be alive. That's really how I feel, because we're literally living in history right now.
For sure.
Do you know what I mean? Like, and it's been actually, although a lot of stuff in some people's eyes has been really negative and really unnecessary, we are going through a major revolution. Do you know what I mean? Like, and it's definitely we one for the books, and you get to tell your kids and your grandkids that you lived through 2020.
100%.
Yeah.
So.
And it was a scary time.
Do you know what's funny though? Like, everyone, when you was growing up, everyone was like, oh, in 2020 there's going to be flying cars. It was always going to be that year, and it weren't a lie.
No.
It literally wasn't a lie.
Listen, I'm just waiting for the aliens, innit?
Yeah. No, I'm ready for them. I want to have a word.
I'm ready for 4 more months.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely ready for the aliens to touch down.
Yeah.
Like, let's talk in it.
It'd be like the next red flag or something.
Do you believe in aliens?
I mean, I think it would be naive to think we were the only ones.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't believe what we've been shown of like these green men. Like,
yeah, I agree.
Well, I used to watch a lot of documentaries about like what was out there, but there hasn't seemed to be any that I've watched that have actually said that they think this is what they would look like.
No, I don't necessarily think they'd be green.
But I think it would be really naive to think like it's just us.
Yeah.
The whole universe, like just
100%.
us.
Yeah.
So
agreed.
yeah, it probably is something out
100%.
there.
100%.
So, you are an influencer, right, on social media. So a lot of people probably know you through Insta. Do you know what I mean?
It's my only platform, so I
Yes.
hope.
Yeah.
I hope that's the only way, unless someone's scamming you on Twitter. That should be the only way you know.
Surely has one
Can I just
profile.
ask,
People.
is there a reason why you don't have Twitter?
I never had it. Like even when growing up, I didn't have it.
Okay.
Even before I started doing Instagram, I never had it. So I didn't feel to now suddenly get it because I have Instagram.
Yeah.
And I don't think I have a lot to say.
Yeah.
Like on Twitter,
Twitter
it's very
fingers.
Twitter's very, and look at all the stuff that happened this year with people receiving backlash.
Do you know
from
what?
The things
Can I just
when they were
say,
younger.
Twitter should be called toxic Twitter. No, seriously. When I was younger,
100.
Twitter was a nice place to just voice your opinion or quote a little lyric or whatever, make it cute. But now, literally, the trolls, the most amount of sad, angry, like insecure people are on Twitter. No, seriously.
No, really. I think it's because, like what you were saying before, that it's easy to
Twitter
hide behind their
fingers.
screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? No face, no nothing.
And you
Okay.
guys aren't really selling it. You're not selling it to me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we're not
You're not
selling it to you, babe. Trust
No,
me.
Yeah, so I felt the same. I didn't think that it was a place that, like, I needed to be.
Yeah.
And maybe one day, if it suits maybe what I'm doing, because I can use it the way I'm using Instagram to influence. If I do need to have it, then I will. But I definitely haven't missed it.
That shows some authenticity though. Like you just say you just do what suits you. Do you know what I mean? Because there are a lot of people who are social media influencers who do the most. Do you know what I mean? And sometimes it's sometimes okay to just stay in your lane, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying limit yourself.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? like as a brand, and like I know me and Chanel, and I'm sure Tamarah would agree that like step outside your comfort zone, boo. Like do what you feel suits you, but obviously don't feel like don't feel obligated to do something because it's a trend or because that's what your other peers in that same industry do. Do you know what I mean? Like if you're not comfortable with it, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
a great example of that I think would be TikTok.
Yeah.
So like TikTok's been trending recently. I made one because it looked really fun, everybody doing dances and stuff.
Yeah.
I said to myself straight away, I knew it wouldn't be me to go
Yeah.
on TikTok to dance. So I used it like the way you use, like thriller things.
Yeah.
So like having fun, not actually like doing the whole like
Yeah.
just having fun. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna be a TikTok artist, but I was just having fun. And then I think I did one that was for food as well, like because I enjoy cooking.
Yeah.
But then I know that there's a lot of people that jumped on TikTok to do the dances.
Yeah.
And the things, but it doesn't come naturally to
Yeah.
it doesn't make sense.
No rhythm.
So don't force it, man.
So that's why I didn't want to, because I know it's not me.
Yeah.
Even though I am goofy.
And I was
it's
gonna say
just-
you love a dance.
I do love to dance, I
Yeah,
know, right?
yeah.
But I think TikTok is just very specific. Like, there's like 10 moves. You
Yeah,
need to be
yeah,
able
yeah.
to do the moves, like...
You gotta execute
I
that.
don't know I'm tempted to do the moves, but there's specific, like, TikTok moves. So I feel like you could dance a lot. If you don't TikTok dance, probably not going to want to do the challenges.
Yeah.
You have a specific kind of look to it. And I know this sounds weird, but I think a lot of the vids are meant to be sexy. So let's get that right. Like, it's meant to be, like, cute. Like, I know there's a lot of girls on TikTok, like...
I could be really controversial right now.
You see, there she goes.
No,
It could be really controversial,
Go on.
but I don't think you guys are quite ready. No, they're
No,
not quite ready.
we're ready. Go on.
Are you sure?
Go on, fuck it. Let's do it.
You sure?
Fuck it, let's do it. Let's do it.
It's deep.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
I actually heard that TikTok, a lot of paedophiles use TikTok, and I heard it's associated with a lot of what's the best way to say? There's a lot of input from some elites who have a lot of money, who encourage and support paedophilia.
Yeah.
So that's why it's interesting that you said it's sexy. It's kind of pronounced because it is. When you think about it, TikTok was made for 12, age 9
younger age
to 13. Initially, it was 9 to 13-year-olds doing cute little. Do you know what I mean?
That
It's
could
basically
be
a
literally
whole,
paedophile's paradise.
right. Do you know what I mean? And
Ugh.
let's be honest, there's a lot of whether you are very aware of what's going on in the world apart from COVID-19 and recession, apart from what you've been told by the mainstream media, there are a lot of things right now going on about paedophilia, child trafficking, and it's basically bringing a lot to light. So yeah, I mean, I'm not saying I wouldn't necessarily use TikTok, but I do think that it is quite interesting that it was really aimed at the younger demographic, because it is cute, it is goofy, and you gotta have time. I think only that age demographic has real time to be doing the route. My niece, who's 14, soon to 15, my girl will spend a couple hours trying to get that one TikTok and get the moves right.
Oh
and
my
everything's a lot.
days.
So I do think it's only really, it was initially aimed at younger kids
who have time to do that.
Yeah.
The
Do you know what I
demographic
mean?
is really young, I think, compared to other social media platforms.
I feel like a child would have TikTok, but they wouldn't have Instagram.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah,
because it's more of a... It was like Bebo back in my day.
And wasn't there
And
stuff
MySpace.
about people getting spied on by the Chinese?
Yeah. Monitoring stuff and,
Yeah.
So, a lot of things are not what they seem, innit?
I think it's actually... I think Trump banned it, actually.
Oh, is it? In America?
Yeah, in the
I know they were
US.
trying to.
Yeah, he was trying to ban it because I think he was like something about
They're not
spying.
gonna ban it.
and
They're not gonna
yeah.
ban it. They have way too many users. They're making a lot of money from it. I don't see why. And wasn't
I feel
Facebook
like
or someone
Trump
trying
will
to
do
buy it?
anything that's against the
That wouldn't
Chinese
surprise
right
me.
now.
Yeah, someone was trying to buy it. I can't remember who. Maybe Facebook. Like someone was trying to buy TikTok.
It's probably
So-
Facebook and
Yeah.
Google or someone like
so
that.
they
yeah.
could. I'm guessing so it doesn't get banned because then it would be American owned.
And also they want the people. There's just so many people that they can
Yeah.
It's a
expose
huge
their
platform.
marketing
Yeah, it's a
to
huge
and get more
platform.
data and
Yeah.
They have
all
TikTok
that kind of
famous
stuff.
people that are like millionaires off of it.
Yeah,
so.
it's mad. Love that though. Get your hustle. But yeah, a lot of it is data. I saw. Have you guys watched The Great Hack on Netflix? Yeah, you guys should watch it. So you see when you guys click okay to those terms and conditions or those cookies when you go on the website. Yeah, you need to know
Try
what
to
you're
do a
signing.
lot.
Yeah.
No, I do it. I'm guilty
Yeah.
of it. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Like growing up in 21st century, it's convenient.
Yeah.
to be honest, you're probably not going to tick no if you can't access that website. Do you get what I'm saying? Because a lot of people don't see it's that deep. But I think it was personally good for me to be aware of where my data is going and what it could potentially be used for, which is not always positive.
What did it say it was doing with the data?
Basically just use it. For example, it claims, allegedly, don't worry with the YouTube guidelines, allegedly, it was used for Brexit. So they paid like a big company, like a data company, I can't remember the name now, and they basically paid them to use all the data so that they can target the campaign correctly. So that, which it did, and then it got, and the guy, what's this guy's name? I actually want to say his name because he's such a prick. Nigel. He's a MP in Britain, UK, for those who are not from London, and he's racist. He's very Nigel something. I'm gonna find his name now, put it in the comments. But he's very openly racist.
Okay.
And he ran. Obviously, he wanted Brexit to happen, and he was working really. They basically paid this data company. So data can be just like everything, polarity, like internet and stuff. It all seems great and convenient, but it can be used for negative
100%.
reasons. Yeah, and they can just. The truth is, like, for all of us now, like, your data is just out there. Like, people can see your pictures, people can get your address, your name, your email, your contact number. Nothing's really private. Do you know what I mean?
You know what I was thinking of when you said that? If you watch that Cats, Don't Fuck With Cats on Netflix.
No, is it good?
Oh, it's really good. It's really funny. It's just because you were saying about like finding people's address and stuff. And on that, if anyone has watched it, on that show, it shows how like a group of just civilians were able to track down a killer through Facebook. Like it all started with him, like Killers from Cats. Don't Fuck With Cats.
I'm watching that.
Okay.
But it's really good, but it really shows you how literally anyone, because they weren't like special detectives.
Yeah, you don't have to be.
Yeah, they literally were just normal working class people, and they all loved cats, and this guy was like killing a cat, but then it went deeper and he was a murderer, and they...
I think I heard someone tell me about a story,
it's a
but I
really
haven't
cool
seen
Netflix,
it.
It's a really cool Netflix thing.
Mad.
But it just showed... I remember when I was watching it, I was like, damn, especially me being an influencer, I was like, it's really easy for people to track down.
Yeah,
like, they were going, zooming into pictures, checking road signs.
Yeah, doing
it
roads.
is super easy for people to stalk you or like track you down through.
It's really easy for people to get
social
like
presence.
your IP address and those
where
kind
you
of
live,
things.
like postcodes and stuff. Anyway,
So just be cautious.
It's good to be aware.
Especially for the younger generations, like parents, you need to make sure you're checking your things. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. And like also where the children could be being exploited.
100%. That's
Do you know what I mean? Because I think there's a lot of young girls, and this is what I was going to ask you, like, would you feel like, because obviously you're an influencer, and I really like what you represent on Insta, like, I feel like you're yourself, and I love that you just, sometimes you'll be natural, sometimes you'll be doing the makeup, sometimes you're just having a little
all
laugh.
sides of you.
Yeah.
See, you show like a lot of your fun sides, but I don't think, obviously I know you in it.
Yeah.
So like, I know there's like a lot more to you,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? But it's just like, I don't know what your opinions are, but like, I feel like there's a lot of young girls on Instagram that are doing way too much.
Oh yeah.
And they're lost. Do you know what I mean? Like, everybody just wants to be an influencer. We were talking about this a little while ago, innit? Like, some girls, they do force it a little bit. And I know sometimes it might sound like I'm having a dig, but I'm not. Like, I'm quite a realist.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I see the positive side of things and the negative. And I see the positive sides of social media.
Yeah.
And I see the negative sides.
Well, I was going to say, it's really similar to what we were talking about a second ago with TikTok. So with TikTok, I was saying the reason that I didn't want to do it is because there were specific TikTok dances that, you know, if you do these dances, you can get views, it's what's trending. I think the exact same concept works with Instagram. So you know that if you want to be an influencer, there's a way you can take your pictures, there's a way you can look, and you're more likely to get likes, you're more likely to get... like just get clout or be like famous from it. So I think that's probably where you see the negative side of it, and you probably feel like people are forcing it, because if it doesn't come naturally to you, but you're trying to look a certain way, or maybe if you're younger but you're trying to look like a grown-ass woman, but you're really 16, like it's really easy to fall under a category of you just, because it's trending, it's popping, like you want to do it to then get the
instant gratification.
And there's that little dopamine fix in it that you get from the likes. Do you know what I mean? I think that can be really addictive as like a young person. Just to get their validation
from
that.
I don't personally have that.
I
can see how you could because I think it's the same for celebrities. Like, it's the same thing that they go through on like it just makes me think it must be so much worse for them. But as influencers, we see it on a minor level where like people telling you all the time that you're amazing can then lead to people thinking, oh, I'm amazing. So I get it, like, what you mean, but that doesn't happen with me. So I think it depends what you're in it for, and it depends how confident you are in yourself.
For sure.
Because if you're not a confident person and you jump online and you're getting thousands of likes, you're getting people DMing you all the time, like, you know how the DMs be, like, you're just getting people telling you how amazing you are constantly. If you don't feel that, like, off of social media, it's really easy, like you said, to then be a little bit addicted to it, and you would probably want to post stuff that is going to get you more likes, because that's what you need to validate yourself. In that sense, it's definitely what you're saying, which is that just moves to a negative. Like you said, in everything there's positive and negative side, like, to each platform. In everything, even in jobs. But definitely with Instagram, like, there's a positive and negative, and I think depending on you and how you position yourself, Instagram can be an amazing place, or it can be scary.
It's kind of like money. Like, it's kind of like money as well. Like, if you're not developed within yourself enough, you don't really know yourself enough, you're looking for that external validation or whatever, when you get money, you just lose the plot. Do you know what I mean? And the same thing I think with social media as well. Like, if you're getting all of that attention but you haven't worked on yourself and you don't know yourself, that's all that makes you feel good. That's
you get a complex.
It's not a balance,
and that's
man.
probably why a lot of people think that if you are a social media influencer and you have maybe like over 100k followers, you're this stuck up bitch. I think it's because of the few. Because with anything, there could be a handful of people that do something amazing, and then there's that one bad apple. But no one will remember all the amazing influencers they met.
That's how people
They'll
are.
only remember that one influencer that was an absolute bitch. And that's the one that will then make them say to their friends, oh, influencers are this. You're thinking, look at all the amazing girls you've met. Like, but that's not the one that sticks to them. It's always the negative that will stick out more. So that's probably why, like...
Or if somebody has even just one bad encounter, like what we discussed before as well, like... You could have one bad encounter with somebody, an influencer or a celebrity, but they are human. Maybe they're just having a bad day. Do you know what I mean? Like,
and that then makes you think that that's what everyone's
like. But also, people do have to respect that fact that when you are seeing someone constantly through a screen, it does dehumanise you as a human. Do you get what I'm saying?
I think so, to an extent,
I think it does.
Because people will just take what they see
on the screen.
That's
and
it,
it's like, when they see it's like, do you know what I mean? Like, not behind the screen. Like, you're actually human. Do you know what I mean? So, I think it's really interesting. And even what you were saying about dopamine, I was listening to a podcast the other day with Ed Milet. Some people might know him, some people might not. He had a neuroscientist on called Dr. Andrew Huberman. And he was saying, actually, the way that dopamine works, which is such a sick gem. I'm about to drop a gem, So, he was saying that dopamine, you get more release from dopamine when you're actually doing the activity rather than when you get to the end of the activity. And he said that's the reason why when people don't trust the process and enjoy the process or enjoy the journey, that's why they get to the end and they're like, say your goal is to make a meal and you're like, okay, I've made a meal now, so now what? That's because you didn't genuinely trust the process. Because you get more dopamine through the journey, just through the journey, rather than you get more dopamine doing the activity, than at the end.
Then the reward at the end.
That's what it's like when you go gym. Like when you before you get to gym, you're like, oh, this is dead. Well, this is me personally anyway. When you go to the gym and you're working out, you're like, and it's great. It's a vibe. You get energy. Do you know what I mean? That's the dopamine. You don't get the dopamine when you've done your workout. You get the energy through. So that's how it works. And for those that don't know, dopamine is a chemical in the brain that releases positive neurons out into your brain, so you feel good, you get energy. It's like a hormone in there, in the brain.
That's a good point to just make you remember that no matter what journey you're on, you always have to live through it. So if you have a goal, because I think especially with everything that's happened in 2020, if you're like me and you're really business minded, you're always trying to push forward no matter what's going on in
Yeah.
life. You can get lost in working. You can get lost, even if you have a job, if you're an influencer, it doesn't matter what field you're in, you can get lost in working towards something that you forget to just live during it. So that's really interesting what you said, because it is true. Sometimes you have to step back and just enjoy the process and enjoy like, you can't be waiting to achieve a certain goal and be like, yeah, that's when I'm going to live my best life.
Then I'll be happy.
Do you know what's funny? We was talking about something earlier off camera, and you were saying, are you excited? I can't say what it was. I just had an epiphany.
What?
That's why I'm not excited like that, because I'm enjoying the journey. Do you get what I'm saying? So that's not the end. That particular move. That's just it's more like, it's just a part of the journey. Do you get what I'm saying? That's why I'm not like super excited. And sorry, I just had an epiphany. So it's like, sometimes when people ask if you're excited about something, you're kind of like, oh, I'm not excited, but I'm excited, I'm not sure. I feel like that's because you're quite comfortable in the space that you're in. That's just another phase of it. Do you know what I mean? So no,
I totally get that.
It's definitely something we all need to remind ourselves.
For sure.
Definitely.
And also self-care as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, sometimes when you're going through an experience and you're trying to enjoy the process, but life is just slapping you, bitch slapping you. Do you know what I mean? When life is just bitch slapping you, but you're just trying to enjoy the journey. Sometimes it is about that self-care. Do you know what I mean? So you can say, do you know what, some things have gone wrong. This is really shit. Do you know what I mean? But I need to move through this. Do you know what I mean? And try and, because that's what I feel like when I talk about like non-resistance as well. Do you know what I mean? When we talk about that, like, even when you're going through something shit, you can say, I'm trying my best to enjoy this process. So even though I'm having a shit moment, what can I do right now to put me in the best place? So even if I don't feel like speaking to anyone, even if I feel like I want to have a cry, let me cry in a nice hot bath full of essential oils and candles. Let me cry. I'll cry there. You know, I'll get out afterwards and, you know, put some nice music on. And so you just put yourself in the nicest place that you can be in that time and take care of yourself.
Not everybody can do that, because self-pity is
just about us.
It loves company. Like it's a very scary place to be, because it's a lot easier to choose to wallow in pity than it is to choose what you just said. So people are gonna naturally, if you're not strong-willed, you're gonna naturally want to take the easier route, which is, I feel shit, let me just wallow in the shitness.
I love that you said
fully,
that.
Let me just fully embrace it. So like, I remember when I was younger, if I was in a bad mood, I used to try my hardest to stay in the bad mood. So let's say my mum pisses me off. If my mum pissed me off or something, like, and everyone's trying to cheer me up afterwards, because I don't know, for some reason people...
No, you just need to know why I'm mad still.
I'm still going to be mad. Like, even if you're trying to like cheer me up, or let's say you gave me like my favourite meal, I'll eat that meal. Because I wanted to show, like, I'm still angry from the way you treat. But like, it's just I think it's a natural thing that you naturally go towards, because that's the easy, like, it's the easy route. That's the easy thing to do, to just embrace.
Do you know what's quite funny though? I was a lot like that when I was younger as well. Me and Tamarah are both Scorpio, so we have quite. I'm finding out we're having similarities as we're talking, but I was quite similar younger. But I also feel like my biggest battle getting older was being aware that was an issue that I had, and then I wouldn't allow myself to be mad. Does that make sense? So there'll be times when people really irritate me, and I'm like, Eliana, it's cool, don't be mad, continue with the day. But then it's like, no, but I'm actually pissed off. And sometimes you have to allow yourself to feel pissed, acknowledge the emotions that you're having. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I feel like then it's about knowing, okay, now I'm not going to dwell in this any longer, because it's actually affecting my mental health. Do you know what I mean? But I feel like it was hard for me to find that balance of, like, trying not to be super moody, but also just being like, Leah, just be pissed off because actually that person actually pissed you off and it's valid. But I also try to be, because I am self-aware, when you're self-aware, it's hard to be like, oh, how did I contribute to that? Or was that just them? Was it just me? But actually a lot of the time it is just people. Something that has actually fuck all to do with you. But when you're self-aware, you do try to look at things from a bird's eye view and think, let me look at this properly. Like, did I fuel that situation? And I feel like for me, I have been in a space before where it's been hard for me to look at that with just like a clear judgment of myself. Do you know what I mean?
Because sometimes we got to just address the fact that we've been involved in the situation. Do you know what I mean? Because sometimes it's not even like, when it's not you, it's still something you allowed. Or something you tolerated for too long, or something.
Enabled.
Do you know what I mean? So sometimes it's that, and you could just get the growth from that, even just acknowledging. And I don't like to beat myself up about my mistakes. Unless it's something I blatantly knew, because I have my moments where I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't know, I shouldn't do that, I'm gonna do that anyway.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But if it's not that, if I wasn't fully aware, even if I had a little bit of a feeling, I just won't be too hard on myself.
Yeah.
I'll just think to myself, you made the best decision with the information that you had at the time.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because I think beating yourself up as well, yeah, again, it's just self-pity. And I think
100%.
sometimes it's like being able to say, all right, yeah, I made a mistake. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. I will
Let's
learn
not do
from
that
it.
again.
I'm not going to do that again. You know, and it's as simple as that, man.
But there's some people out here who really don't be
Growth.
learning from their mistakes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was gonna say this sounds like how to be a grown-up tutorial. That's what this conversation sounds
Do you know what
like.
it is? Because we actually, like, a lot of what me and Leah are into is like personal responsibility. Do you know what I mean? Like, we kind of believe that there's not enough people, and I don't want to sound like, oh, we feel like there's not enough people that take personal responsibility. You know, it is kind of like, I feel like a lot of problems in society though do stem from the fact that people don't really take accountability for their behaviour certain times. Do you know what I mean?
Sounds like you're talking about men, but I know women do it too.
Yeah.
Do you know what's mad is that a lot of men have these perceptions of, certain men have certain perceptions of women that are kind of just, what I find about men and women sometimes is they really go, I don't know, like they just really focus on a particular stereotype, if that makes sense. Like a lot of guys now, they will say to, especially if like they're like middle-aged, 20s, middle-aged, yeah, they'll say, oh, all the girls nowadays just think that they're too nice and they just blah, blah, blah. And they just, all they want to do is just make money and all they care about is blah, blah. But really, that's what you think because the only girls that you look at are on Instagram.
Yeah, literally.
It is easy
Facts.
to
And it's also the
generalise.
kind of girls
Yeah.
you're focusing. If that's all you see in your reality, bro, or sis, if you think all men are dogs or you think all girls are ratchets and all they do is go on Instagram, that's their life, then that's just where your focus is at. Because people are so much more. So even when I see something on Instagram, even if I feel like someone's flexing and I feel like, oh, you're doing too much, I think, well, that comes from a place of lack.
Yeah.
Or a place of, you know, like lack of self-esteem.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I get what you mean.
I agree.
somewhere.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
No, that's true. Do you know what? It's probably that you notice it because you don't do it. I think sometimes it's really hard to notice a flaw that you carry.
Yeah.
It's harder to see it in others because you don't even see it in yourself.
Yeah,
So
I agree.
it's probably easier for you to notice these things because you're already self-aware. You're already like looking at things through that.
But yeah, you know how we were talking about like, how guys focus on one type of girl? It's like I saw a meme the other day and it was a meme basically said, a girl that's basically got a Coke bottle shape, but when she gets home, she takes off her girdle and her thing.
Yeah.
And I just thought to myself, like, protect black women, man. Like, yes, we do have lumps and bumps, and yes, sometimes we have to wear a little girdle. Even the girls who do naturally have that shape, they still have to wear a little sometimes. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's actually not that deep, and I don't think
But they're
it should.
saying it negatively.
Yeah.
Oh,
when they get, so your girl looks like this
Why
when she
do you
gets home
care?
and she takes off her dress, you realise she's wearing a,
Yeah.
do you know what I
I
mean?
don't even care.
But it's like, come on guys, like, you don't need to, yeah, it's just negative.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I think guys have an unrealistic idea about what women actually look like too.
Yeah, 100%.
Because, like, might do an odd little edit. Do you know what I mean? But I don't change up myself so much that you wouldn't know who I am. That I don't look the same when you see me. Like, I feel like if you see me out, you'll know it's me.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just think on social media, some girls are trying to make themselves look perfect.
Yeah.
So then guys expect more of that.
Yeah.
Whereas if girls were just a bit more, just not so, just trying to make themselves so perfect. If that makes sense. There would be more of a realistic body image for men even.
No, but do you know what it is? I don't think it's that. It's the fact that girls don't show when they're not perfect. I feel like it's become a bit more of a trend this year because of quarantine. But it's the girls that only show the dressed up, the makeup, the cute fit, whatever. But it's like, why don't you just show when you're just chilling though? Do you know what I mean? Because that's real true self-confidence. But I feel like this year's become a bit more of a trend. I know if you've noticed girls taking more pictures of no makeup on Insta, in more like chilled clothes rather than always. I've noticed it and I just feel like it's because again, we was all chilling really this year for most part, do you know what I mean? So I feel like it was kind of more of a it's kind of now like, oh, self-love, it has become a trend.
Yeah, like, love your lumps and bumps.
Yeah, and like, no makeup.
Yeah, there
And
really is a trend to it.
yeah.
I think, and what you're saying about, with social media, I think because it is an image platform, like Instagram, for example, is just pictures, like videos.
Yeah.
I think it was always gonna reflect whatever society standards were.
100%.
So, like,
Yeah.
even with before Instagram, before social media, if you looked at celebrities, you still got the same. There was always a look. Like obviously now it might be the hourglass figure and putting like having a small waist, big booty, like big breast. But at one point there was another look, but there was still always a look.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So
100%.
I think it doesn't really matter what, like, it's whatever society's on, what they think, like what the masses think are cool, and what the masses think is attractive is always gonna reflect in social media. It's gonna reflect. So you're right, it has been an increase. I think I've noticed that as well in people coming out and like saying, no, I'm not gonna edit my stretch marks. Or, no, I'm not gonna blur my skin today.
Or my
cellulite. There are more people that are, and I think that's probably because of mental health. And because it was like, oh, it's getting a bit scary. Everyone's starting to, because I guess with me, because I'm an influencer, when I look at pictures, I can differentiate. This is edited, this is not. So my standards of beauty aren't affected by what I see online. Because I'm just thinking, alright. Alright. Her waist is small, alright, her boobs are big, her, like, do you get what I mean? It is what it is. And that Kylie Jenner effect as well, is the more money you have, the more plastic surgery you can get, the more we can all like journey towards what we think is perfect. So I kind of get it, but I guess there are some people who, when they see that, they can't tell the difference, and maybe that's why. And I was showing you guys earlier filters, like filters make you think
they're so cute.
Yeah, like they literally cover all your flaws, right? And that's become a really big thing recently about Instagram filters, and like the ones that have a surgery look, like big lips, small nose, big eyes, and like I think that's probably where that's from. Like, just literally people wanting to look a certain
But I feel like there's a lot of unlearning that needs to happen, especially for the people that are a little bit more insecure, not so confident in themselves, even for everyone really. But I feel like, 'cause even for me, I feel like when I started going to the gym, the reason why I wanted to go gym was to get a big bum, and do you know what I mean, like, and to have a small waist, because you can, believe it or not, for the people who prefer plastic surgery, with a bit of time and a bit of effort, you can curate your whole shape if you go gym. I've seen my shape change so many times, you get what I'm saying? So it's like you can. So initially when I was going gym, I was like, yeah, like this is what I'm going gym for. But now I accept my shape exactly how it is. It's banging, like, it's, do you know what I mean? It's cute. I got long legs and stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like, but now I go gym more for my mental. And yes, I do like lifting weights, but that's more just to have a toned shape. Do you know what I mean? Not because I want a big bum.
But even the fact that you said that one of your reasons for going to the gym was to have a bigger bum, I feel like it's like a lot of girls, like, they see because it's pushed out in society, like you're saying, like girls have like little waists, small like big bums. It's like everybody then goes for that same look, and then everybody likes the way Kim Kardashian looks, and everybody goes for that look. Do you know what I mean? So it's kind of like, where's the authenticity? Do you know what I mean?
But I do think there is an amount, like a group of girls who they actually just like it because they like it. So not because social media is telling them that they want it. They just like the way it looks, and they want that look. So I think it depends, with anything, it depends your motives, because I have nothing against people that have like surgery bodies. I have nothing against people that have gym bodies. I think it's your motives. It's your motives for why you want it that really is important. Because what you'll find is, you might have that surgery, but it doesn't make you happy. Or you might go to the gym and have a six-pack and a big ass, but it doesn't mean that it's going to bring you happiness and fulfillment. So it's kind of like your motives. But I do think, like, I think it's a human want and need to strive for perfection. I think that's normal. Like, I know there's a lot of negativity around it, because obviously it can cause this kind of like the low self-confidence if you're not able to reach that standard. But I think it is normalized because of the way society runs. Even without like social media and stuff, like we're all human. Like you said, like we want to look our best. We want to like strive towards perfection. So if this is what we think is perfect, then it's likely that we're gonna want that. Do you get what I mean? So,
but it's also like, it is kind of something that is pushed out though, like a certain look. I kind of feel like if the look that was pushed out was fat bellies and little boobs, or do you know what I mean? Like, or little skinny bum, I don't know, whatever. Do you know what I mean? then people might, because back in the day there's been different trends.
Yeah.
they
Too.
have.
Do you know what I mean? There was the big boob trend.
Yeah.
There was so like what you said. I think it's all about balance and intention, like motive. Do you know what I mean?
There definitely is an Instagram look. You're right.
Yeah.
There definitely is like even an influencer
And what
look.
happens though is that every girl ends up looking the same.
Right.
And that's the only thing I don't like.
Yeah,
I
there
think
is a look
do your little
that you
thing.
look
Do
the
you know
same,
what I mean? If you want to have a little tweak here and there, because I'm not against cosmetic surgery and that sort of stuff, but I'm kind of like, I see some girls trying to change their whole life.
Yeah, that's just them not being happy with the way.
100%. And the thing is, I don't even judge them, but I do think like you're gonna keep, if you don't fix in here, you're gonna keep on doing that and never feel like you're good enough.
Yeah. So again, like it's not from a judgment perspective.
Yeah.
Like we're not saying, oh, we don't agree with it, or you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Like I just feel like again, it's all about your intention. If it's coming from a place of self-love,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? Like, are you making an irrational decision because you feel pressures of social media, or are you just genuinely then happy that you know that this decision, this change might just generally make you happier, and that might be the only way that you feel like you can change it. Do you know what I mean? Like
And
I
I
hear
do
that.
think the way we were talking about people having a perception of others, I do think that girls who do have surgery, the first thing people think is that, oh, you must be insecure, or you must have not, like, some people can just want to do something because they wanted to do it.
100%.
Like, you can literally just want to do it
And
because,
because
like
they
you
can.
said, like you said, like, because they want to look like that, like they.
And I feel like again,
looks.
like
it doesn't always have to be. I think there is
I'm
a lot
so
of
insecure.
negative.
I hate myself.
Yeah,
A lot of
Yeah.
negativity. Like for the past year, I've noticed that even matching has always irritated me and made me itch a little bit. On socials, when people are just digging at BBL bodies or digging at people who choose to have, what is your business?
Yeah, just keep scrolling.
Like, because I think not everybody's doing it. Like, sorry to cut you off. Not everyone is doing it because they're insecure.
Yeah.
Some
100.
people just have, and the same people that are calling them names or saying this, that, you ain't got the peas to do surgery.
Yeah.
So that's why you're not doing it. No, because I think 9 out of 10 people who are quick to judge someone, it's probably because you low key want to do what they're doing.
Yeah,
That's why
and you're
judging.
too scared to do
Yeah,
it.
you can't do it.
Yeah.
Same way people judge influencers, but you be wishing you had likes and you wish you had like promotion, like, and that's why you're judging. That same concept, I think, is what happens sometimes with surgery, because at the end of the day, it's a personal decision, and only that person knows if what their motives were. And if their motives were wrong, I mean, they will figure
Only
that
they're
out.
gonna feel it in the end.
When they have the perfect body, but the mental's not there.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of rich, famous people that are beautiful but killing themselves.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that, like, you would think had a perfect life, but they're struggling with anxiety, struggling with depression.
I agree.
It's a personal thing. That's why maybe if everybody just minded their business a little bit.
Yeah.
And let people
No, I
live,
agree. I do.
there wouldn't
Yeah.
be so much chat about it. Like, literally, if it's not nothing to do with you, it's not your mum's surgery, it's not your sister, you don't even follow the girl. Like, you don't even follow her, like, you don't like her pics, what's your business?
Yeah.
What's your business?
I feel like people definitely should mind their own business a lot more.
Yeah, I agree.
But also, I don't like seeing people get stuck in a trap.
No.
Either.
And
Do you know what I mean?
and I was going to say, I also feel like, this is how I feel. I feel like it does take more power to push through your insecurities.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and again, it's no judgment, but I do feel like, it does take, and the reason why it takes a lot more power to push through insecurities is because of there is so much pressures on social media and stuff, but also things are more accessible.
Looking perfect or
looking
whatever.
perfect.
Yeah.
And I feel like things are more accessible. Like, years ago, plastic surgery was only available if you lived in LA or you lived in Chelsea in London or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Because that's where they had all the surgeons and it was hella money. Now, plastic surgery, Botox, is actually quite cheap. Do you know what I mean? Compared to what it once was. So it made it a lot more available.
Easily accessible.
Yeah, it's more accessible. Do you know what I mean? So it's natural that more people want to do it because it is more accessible as well. Do you know what I mean? It's more affordable than it once was. But I do think it does take a lot more power to push through your insecurities. Rather than just a quick fix, because that's what it is.
Because I love to look perfect on camera.
Yeah,
if I can try and look perfect, I try and look perfect.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't want to make myself look different from what I actually am. And I think there's always been a part of me that's like, I would like to maintain my authenticity.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So as much as I do like the big bum look and the little waist look and I think it looks really nice, and I can see why people go for it. It's like the original black woman shit. But at the same time, I just think that, like, for me, my booty is not big, innit?
Yeah.
But that's something I've chosen to try and learn to embrace,
Yeah,
if that makes
yeah.
sense, or like, you know, a bit on the slim side or whatever. And I like to be a little bit more meaty, but at the same time, I like to be slim. But there's certain little things about myself that I just try to accept. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But if there's something that I really want to, like, you know, I've done my boobs. Do you know what I mean? So if there's something that I wanted to change or whatever, I would, but I would always ask myself, where is it coming from?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And because I did my boobs because it was very, very personal.
Yeah.
It wasn't about a guy. It wasn't about this girl's got big boobs.
And a lot of the times those decisions are very, very personal.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Just like what I was saying. But again, I feel like it is before you don't try not to make any irrational decisions based on external pressures. Does that make sense? Like, I do think it's important you have that conversation with yourself.
It's nice when it comes from, this is really like
what I want to do.
me thing.
Yeah,
I really like this.
Yeah, 100%. Because for a long time, before like contour and stuff, I hated my nose. Like, it's one of my biggest, growing up, like my two insecurities were I was tall, because I've always been tall. And when I was younger, it wasn't cute, because it used to be called lanky, and it used to be called lanky. And then also I have a long nose and quite a wide nose. Do you know what I mean? Well, that's how I feel. That's how I see it. But then, but it's the bottom bit,
Okay.
But then also as well, like when I smile, you can see my gums. Like if I'm proper grinning, you can see bare gums. That's teeth, So before contour, I was considering getting when I was younger, I used to always say I was going to get a nose job, but then there was contour, so I was like, cool, innit? Don't need to do that. And then even this year, I would say like the whole lip thing, like getting just like I think it's called a gummy
gum reduction.
Yeah, so basically it just it doesn't make it necessarily plumper, but it just brings it down a little bit. And to be honest, I feel like if I was in the right mood, had a very good trustworthy surgeon, it didn't require a lot of effort, I would probably still get it done now. Yeah, because it does irritate me. Do you know what I mean? But again, like, for me, I don't really feel like it's that deep. Do you know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't go out of my way to find someone to do it. If I was in the right place in the right time, and I can get it done, then I probably would get it done. Do you know what I mean?
Question: do you think when you were younger, if you did your nose, you would regret it now?
Yes. 100%. And I feel like, again, because it wasn't necessarily coming from a place of self-love, it was coming from, again, society standards. Like, small noses were a thing. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's like, and especially because I feel like my nose is quite long, and I feel like I have quite a lot, like a longish head. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's like, but as I've got older,
it's not that long though,
but as I got older, again, sometimes it's a story that you attach to yourself. Do you know what I mean? I feel like it's just a story that I attached to myself growing up. It's like, as I've got older, I look at myself in the mirror and I'm like, babes, it's really not that deep. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
You're so gorgeous.
Yeah, like, whatever, it's not that deep. Do you know what I mean? But I feel like if I did have more money and it was more accessible, so if I grew up as a millennial, like my sister would, where she will grow up but all these things are available and I had the money to do it, I probably would have done it. 'Cause every day I was I would even take pictures, like, without I would not take a face on picture. Because I was so irritated. I could only really deal with a side view. That's how bad it was.
Do you feel like you overcame that just naturally, or do you think it was something you had to...
It was internal and mental thing. I feel like the more I got to know myself and the more I grew and the more I kind of dig deeper in myself, I realised it was just like a story that I created. Do you know what I mean? Like, when I actually looked at myself, I was like, it's really not that deep. Do you know what I mean? And I also, it's like, I am born this way. Do you know what I mean? So it's cool.
That's how I look at myself sometimes, or especially when I'm looking at something I don't like on myself. Sometimes I'm like, you know what? You're God's creation. Yeah. And therefore, if God created it, it's perfect. So I feel like we're all perfect.
Yeah, in our own way. And also, I feel like as well, luckily I feel like we grew up in a place where people are more open about their insecurities. So I feel like the more I spoke about it, this is another thing, like, if you don't feel comfortable with something, you do get a lot of like woosa from speaking about it, because I feel like then I realised all my friends have their own insecurities. Yeah. So it's just like everyone has got their little things. Yeah. Everyone's got their little things, you know. You know what I mean? It's like, again, you can fix it if it's really, really like affecting your mental, but you can also just try to accept it.
I think it's not about trying to mould yourself into perfection.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you know what I mean? Because I think that sometimes suggests that you're a little bit unhappy. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? With something deeper. Do you know what I mean? But I think if you do your little thing here, there, live your life, and it's not coming from an unhealthy place.
Nobody's business but your own.
Yeah.
Which is what
ultimately it's not. Do you know what I mean?
I think it's definitely an individual decision that the individual should make, and that's that. There's no more discussion.
Yeah.
Shut it down.
That's it. There shouldn't even be anything something else to say. It's like it's a personal decision. If you want to do it, you do it. If you don't want to do it, you don't do it. It shouldn't come with all of this like negative connotation. Like, it is what it is.
And because we are grown adults.
Yeah.
And I think it's the same thing for even like the pandemic.
Yeah,
I
think it doesn't make you lesser
100%.
if you chose to get surgery instead of going to the gym. It doesn't make you
lesser
if you chose to change your nose.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, because it's your life and it's your money and it's your face.
I think for me personally, I'm more saying it from the perspective of it is no one's business. Let's just forget everybody else.
Yeah.
That relationship between you and you.
Yeah.
Make sure you and you are.
Yeah.
You good.
Because
do you know what I mean?
have to think about it. If we're talking about someone maybe wanting to change themselves because they're unhappy, any day, I'd rather someone go change themselves than be depressed and one day commit suicide.
100%.
So
100%.
that's why I'm like, it's no one's business.
Yeah.
If you're unhappy and you do have the means to change it, and it is going to make you feel better because you're more confident in yourself because you want to change it, do you. Do you. Because ain't nobody else going to have to live with your body than you. So you're the one that has to wake up and look in that mirror every day.
Though, I agree with what you're saying though, but don't you think though as well though that it's a shame that people feel like they have to do that. So, but not little. Not talking about little things, little tweak here and there. Because I'm a little tweaks here and there.
Yeah.
But it's not. What I look at, because I don't give a fuck about people's business.
I really don't care.
I barely even scroll through Instagram.
Yeah.
I'm not lying to you. But what I think is a shame is that because obviously like there's kids and like what the idea being pushed it like. Why do you feel like you would want to kill yourself because your waist is not small? Like the mental issues, like why is it even that deep?
Yeah, but that shouldn't be.
That to me, that's the issue. Yeah, not what you want to do.
Yeah, I agree.
Do you know what I mean? And because that's why I don't think little tweaks here and there, this that are too bad.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if there's we've got our little insecurities, whatever in it. Mm-hmm. But I think when you change out your whole shit and you're really trying to change everything about yourself, it's like. Why? And why do you feel like you'd want to take your life or you feel like you'd have absolute depression because... And I feel like it's an issue in society.
100%.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a society problem.
Yeah, we all look different. Yeah. Why can't I just be the fuck I am?
Yeah, 100%.
And if I want to change something, I change it. But if I don't want to change it... Because you know some girls, they'll just be doing their thing on social media. They'll just be normal girls. People will be like, oh, your bum's flat. Or, oh, you're just... What?
Yeah.
Let me live in it. Let me live with what I want to do my surgery. Let me live if I just want to be my natural self and I'm not perfect looking.
That's probably why a lot of people who, let's say you're an influencer on Instagram or you're someone on whatever platform you are, like you've built a high following. It's probably why there's more pressure on people like that to look a certain way. Yeah. Because you're not just you're giving yourself over to people, right? Yeah. You don't just have to deal with what your friends and your family think of you. You have to deal with what strangers constantly think of you and their opinions about how you look and your outside physique. So
and people can be mean, man.
Yeah, so I guess that's probably would. Yeah,
it
that's
does
why it would affect. Yeah, that's why it would affect.
But
I think that's fuckery.
Yeah, it is fuckery, and I also feel like you do have to when you're on social media as an influencer. I feel like you have to be aware that comes with it. So you also have to try and build up a kind of a foundation. Do you know what I mean? Like a solid mindset. Do you know what I mean? And I'm not saying things can't get to people.
Like a bit of a thicker skin.
Yeah, because I feel like things kind of hunt people up. I've seen comments. I've seen people attack. It's disgusting what trolls do on social media. Like it's really, really bad. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? But I feel like it can take thick skin to actually handle that and not lose yourself in the process. And again, that's why I say it's about the relationship with you and you. Do you know what I mean? Like really and truly, like forget everyone else's opinion. If you feel like you're kind of immersing yourself and you've accepted yourself for who you are, like you get less attached to other people's opinions where you feel like you don't have to make certain decisions. You get what I'm saying? I feel like even for me personally, that's why I've been private on social media for so long, because I don't feel like I've been actually mentally ready to fully be like, do you know what I mean? Yeah,
you can just
look on my page if you want. Do you know what I mean? Now you can if you want. Do you know what I mean? You don't have to have a request. But for me, that's a stepping stone for me. But I feel like I've built more of a solid mindset to maybe deal with the negative effects of social media. But the problem is the narrative and what is pushed out, and it's always been the problem. Even when it was magazines, same problem. Music videos. Like, do you know what I mean?
There's so many things that I love about social media though too, because I'm like so pro social media in terms of like business.
Yeah, definitely.
In terms of like
making money.
Yeah, like there's so much good things about it, and like what you said, like you smashed it because it literally. I feel like social media literally is a mirror to what society's saying, how we're thinking, what we're doing, and like I think we discussed this before as well, social media can be really great or it can be really toxic. Do you know what I mean? And I choose who I follow. I choose what I submerge myself in. If something's making me feel low, like I'm not going to keep on engaging in it. Do you know what I mean? If it makes I follow shit, it makes me feel good. Like, it doesn't.
But I think on a positive, what has been nice is seeing the togetherness, just from black social media perspective. I've noticed that us as black women have definitely oozed in self-confidence a bit more. We've become a lot more comfortable. I don't know what you think. Like there's been a lot more acceptance of black women on social media just doing their, or not even social media, just black women doing their thing. Do you know what I mean? It's being shouted about a little bit more.
It is. I do see it recently. I'd say in the past year, I've noticed more that there's like I don't know what to call it, but there's a lot more of like praising and uplifting of like dark skinned women. There's a lot more uplifting and praising of like brown skinned YouTubers and like models. If you even think about the model industry,
yeah,
right
it's
now, like,
true.
there's been a lot of uplifting and it's amazing to see.
Yeah.
But what we're not gonna do is be colorist and keep that into only a specific group of black women.
Yeah.
Like, it shouldn't be, but I get why that's naturally happened because I guess they're the ones that they're the ones that got the hate the most. So it kind of does make sense why we should start with them. But like, let's not just cap it there though. We should be supporting all types of black women, like light skin, dark skin, caramel, chocolate, whatever vibe you are, we should be giving them all the same energy and all the love. And I think probably the reason why it might seem like a certain group of black women are getting more love recently is probably because they were the ones that were giving it less before.
100%.
So now
100%.
people are just trying to empower them. But yeah, like I said, that should be just all black women. Like all of us, we should all be uplifting each other, not just certain YouTubers, not just certain influencers, but everyone, because you can't go around thinking, okay, because I think she looks amazing, I don't need to compliment her. I don't need to. I know it sounds really weird, but like
I get that completely.
Yeah, I do think that there's certain people that you're like, well, she's near damn perfect, so she doesn't need my support.
Her head's
she
probably
doesn't
big
need
enough.
she doesn't need my love. We all need love. We all need support.
100%.
And as a black woman, period, you're already like, just as a black woman, like you're already like the hate already in society. We're literally the bottom of the bottom. If you think about the hierarchy of like people we should be protecting, we should be number one.
Yeah.
No, can I just say we are number one? No, we are number one, and that is the narrative and the programming that they have created. Do you know what I'm saying? That's why I said there's a lot of unlearning that needs to be done. Do you understand? I don't really feel like people really understand the power of just having black skin. Do you know what I mean? Can I just say disclaimer, I love all people, I love all colours, you know what I mean? Like, I've got a lot of different colour friends, you know what I mean? But there is actually it's scientifically proven that we are the strongest people on earth. Do you know what I mean? Like, we created a lot for society.
Well, we're the original people.
We are the original people.
That's
do you know what I mean? So I feel like just like people just need to be aware of that power. Do you know what I mean? As black people, and I feel like we didn't grow up with that. No. Being aware of our history and being aware of our power. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I feel like it's really important that I think as a society and black people, it's our responsibility to educate ourselves on our history, because I feel like a lot of us don't really know our real history, not what you've got
like
taught in
pre-slavery
school.
history.
Yeah, like pre-slavery history. Like all the great things we were doing. You know why? If we knew all that, we'd feel more empowered, and a lot of people be stepping into their power. A lot more black people be stepping into more in their power. And we'd own more shit. Do you know what I mean? And we'd be more people of authority. But I feel like we have been programmed with this perception of ourselves that we are the bottom of the barrel, but the truth is we're not.
So this is why I understand what you're saying, like in terms of, because I see it as well, like especially the darkest black skin women this year, past couple of years, have been more embracing their hair, skin colour, all this kind of stuff. And what I think, because I completely agree with both of you, like I feel like on a smaller level, collectively we all need to just be more accepting and get to that point where we all work collectively, no matter what your race or gender is or what your financial situation is, where you come from. Like, there needs to be a point where we all just work together to heal shit, because society is quite broken. We don't treat the earth very nice. We're doing a lot of damage. And I think only until people come together properly, everybody, those big issues are never really going to be worked out because they're so big. But right now, I feel like the healing has to happen in stages. Do you know what I mean? Because Black people have been traumatized deeply, and Black women have been at the bottom of the food barrel. Like my mum starts again, I know firsthand what that negative conditioning looks like. So I feel like Black women need to heal. This is why we push this out so much, not because we need friends. I have friends, girls. Do you know what I mean? Like I have friends, but I feel like women need to be more sister orientated. And then when Black women start to heal, because Black women heal, we need to heal ourselves so we can heal our men. Does that make sense? And also vice versa, Black men need to be working on themselves to help heal their women. So we need to help each other and heal each other, and it needs to start with a sisterhood. And then the brothers need to be healing. We need to come together and start treating each other right and with respect, and then it can happen collectively properly. Does that make sense? Because if we don't trust each other and we got the same color skin, whether that's shade, that variance in shade, if we can't trust each other, you don't really trust anyone else, even if it's just on a subconscious level.
100%. I was gonna say, from my point earlier, I was gonna say that when I'm talking about Black women being at the bottom of the barrel, I mean where society's placed us.
100%.
Because if you think about, when you think of work, if you think of any industry you go in, like you are already disadvantaged by being Black and then being a woman on top. So that's what I meant by
like double whammy.
That's what I mean by we need to take care of our Black women in society.
For sure.
We already have our odds stacked against us in anything we do, in any industry we're in, like literally any. So even being an influencer, like there's definitely a different world from being a Black young Black female influencer to being a white female influencer or white male. Like it's definitely, there's just a hierarchy in everything. So I think that's what I meant by that if we don't show and them that love, we don't just love on all of that, all types of shades of Blacks on that level, we're never going to heal, like you said. 100%. We're never going to, because we're definitely stronger together, united.
100%.
We've shown that with the way we've dealt with Black Lives Matter and the stuff that's going on with police brutality. We're shown,
even though that's a scam, by the way, that's a scam. I just want to say,
but my point is, we've shown our unity. We are strong together. Even, I know this sounds a bit random, but see the way Black Panther like blew in the box office. We did that.
100%.
We did that.
100%.
It shows that when, as a Black community, when we come together, there's so much power in our unity.
100%.
We can definitely do bits. Like if Black Twitter, for example, I don't even know much about Twitter, but I'm just gonna say this. Tell me if I'm wrong. If Black Twitter decides that it wants to like make a business pop in or make a business go viral, I'm sure they can. Like 100%. If the Shade Room decided they wanted to make someone famous, I'm sure they
100%.
can.
Yeah, 100%.
So that's when you clock that actually within platforms, like within social media, like Black people really have a presence, and we can really come together to use that presence in a positive way, instead of doing what, sorry to be shady to the Shade Room, but instead of doing what pages like the Shade Room do, which is show the negative all the time and use it as a platform to ridicule each other and to kind of like just to, in a negative way, for us to be cussing each other and judging each other instead of empowering each other, which I guess sometimes they do small, but it's just the ratio is a bit mad. So it's just like I think just social media can be a really powerful place. 100%. I can only speak for Instagram because, like I said, that's all I have. But Instagram could be an amazing place for empowering women
1000%.
and like linking up with women.
1000%.
It could really be a powerful place for us, but it's how we choose to use it and how we choose to portray ourselves, not just as an individual but as a collective. Because if everybody just decided that, do you know what, I'm just gonna give nothing but positivity on my socials. Like, do you know what? If I think a pic is nice, I'm actually gonna double tap it. And not really think about anything else. Just be 100% authentically ourselves with socials. Like, if everyone just decided to do that, I bet it would be a sick place.
But also as well, I feel like again it starts with that self-awareness, because I know there's been times like before, I would say a couple of years ago, where I might have shown some resistance just to like a picture, and I've had to be like, Leah, bruv, it's just freaking a love heart on my phone, on Instagram. Do you know what I mean? Like, sometimes as women, I feel like we feel that resistance of like, oh, I don't really want to like it, but it's cute though. Do you know what I mean? And I've really got to a stage where if I like something, I'm gonna like it. I really don't care. It's not that serious. Do you know what I mean? But again, I feel like for us as a Love Success, and I'm sure you promote this as well, like our platform is created for unity, for especially women. Do you know what I mean? Like, me and Chanel deeply believe that we are going to have a strong tribe of women who will be partnering with us and doing different products with us. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like there's definitely a space for it now, and let's just try and maintain that space and keep going. And the system's set up for us to be divided, so let's not try and allow that to get in the way.
100%.
And that can only be done with, again, I think, educating yourself and loving yourself and opening up yourself to all possibilities. You know what I mean? And there's that victim mentality of like lack. Like, I believe there's room for everybody to win. I genuinely believe that. Do you know what I mean?
also believe that other people's beauty do not take away from mine.
100%.
I celebrate other women, other people doing well, full stop. Like, there just needs to be more like less, and it comes from that lack mentality, but there needs to be less of that red eye, side eye. You know, it needs to be a bit more like, all right, these are my brothers and sisters. Do you know what I mean? And
we're
yes,
doing better though. Like, I feel
I agree.
We have to shout out, like, we're definitely doing better.
Yeah,
definitely.
Even with everything going on in 2020, it made me realise, like, damn, our generation, we're doing bits, like, compared to, like, what things used to be like. And now, I think everyone's becoming more, like, just accepting, like, and there's more spaces for everyone.
And people are becoming more skilled and dope, and that's why I'm like, come on, let's get together, let's do this.
But again,
you know,
I think a lot of it's to do is that the veil is spinning and vibrations are being raised. Do you know what I mean? Even if you're spiritually connected or not, it's happening. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like, yes, it definitely has grown. Like, we've got Black Pound Day now. Do you know what I mean? Like, so I feel like, it definitely has come a long way.
It's positive.
100%.
Yeah, because sometimes it can be a bit depressing having these types of conversations.
Really?
But not depressing as in like, but just when you realise, like, damn, it's really fucked up. Like, just everything's just a bit fucked up.
It is.
Like,
it really
or like
is.
you just think like, damn, like, we never catch a break.
And the thing is, like, but this thing, I think about these things, and I feel like unless we talk about it properly, like, we can never heal from it, we can never learn from it, we can never grow from it. Do you know what I mean? And I think that a part of healing from it and moving past it is acknowledging that it's an issue.
Right.
And I think a lot of people don't acknowledge it. Do you know what I mean? And it's just little things. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like until people really kind of put their heads together and really think, how can I help this person? How can I utilize my services? How can I be the change I want to see? Or how can I contribute towards the change that I want to see? And the reason why we do this podcast is to make people think about themselves, to make people question certain things that might be subtly holding you back. Certain things that might be negative programs, negative belief systems. So, do you know what it is? These things really hold people back, like negative belief systems, like, you know, when women, like some women, like, might be, there's so many women that are so dope. And because they lack that self-belief, because of trauma, because of just things, like some people's parents be saying to them, you can't do this, you can't do that. Do you know what I mean? I really I want to see women heal from that, because there's so many women that are dope. Do you know what I mean? And they're like, I've got no talent. Like, I don't know what to do. Like, I'm not good enough. I can't do that. I'm not beautiful enough, or I'm not this, or I'm like, come on, man. I hear too many women talking like that. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, you're dope, man. Like,
I've just always seen it, like, if you don't believe in yourself, ain't nobody else gonna believe.
That is the truth.
So
that's why I want these bitches start believing. That's why I want women to start believing in themselves.
Because if you don't, and it goes the same with beauty. If you don't think that you look amazing, like, nobody else is gonna, like, no void is gonna feel that. Like, it doesn't matter how many likes you get. It doesn't matter how many men are like in love with you, like telling you how amazing you are every day. You are still not going to feel it. Like, you definitely need to believe in your own source, believe in yourself. Because I honestly feel like, and if you're waiting around for someone else to come and validate you, you might be waiting a while. Because it's like, just in the time we're in, like, I don't know, I just think that it has to come from you. Like, you have to look in the mirror and be like, listen, I'm a bad bitch.
That's what I love about you.
I'm not gonna wait for a guy to come and tell me, oh my God, you're such a baddie, or for some likes or a comment on Instagram. I need to believe that. That's why some people might be like, do you know what? Tamarah looks really confident on socials. Yeah, that's because of me. That's not because of how many likes I have. Because I've been this confident when I was getting 10 likes, when I was getting 15. Like, it's not about that. It's how much you love yourself. And some days you're going to wake up being like, oh, I feel like shitty. Or, I don't feel great. But guess what? You live through those days.
100%.
Everything in life is a season. I feel like there's some days where I don't feel the best. I don't. But the difference is, I see it as, okay, this is temporary. And the next morning I'll wake up like, honestly, like, some days I hate my body. Another day I'll be just naked in the mirror. Like, I think that's natural for you to go through those phases. But you just can't wait for someone else to pick you out of that.
100%.
You can't wait for someone else to validate you. You can't wait for, maybe if I was getting 10,000 likes. No, because even with 2 likes, you should still be knowing that you're a bad bitch. You should still be confident that you look amazing. Like, and that only comes from yourself. I'm talking from experience. I'm talking from experience of it coming from me, it coming from others. Me not like,
I can relate for sure as well.
It has to come from you, and that's the only way that you're gonna even get to. You're gonna get to feel it. Like, I don't feel badder when people tell me I look good. I just step out feeling like I look good. And I feel good feeling good. I don't think I would feel any better hearing it from others. I don't feel like that validation makes it feel any better. Just looking in the mirror and feeling good makes me happy.
So on that note, what's your, like, do you have any self-love hacks?
Yeah, so the first one would be what I just said, looking in the mirror and affirming yourself. Words. I know it sounds a bit dumb, it might look a bit cliche. Even sometimes I do it with like my phone, so it doesn't have to be a mirror. I'll just have something up and I think I did it today. I was like, oh, this ponytail is cute. But sometimes it's affirming yourself, and it might seem, I can't speak. It might seem silly at first if you're not used to it, because it's like, why am I complimenting myself if I don't believe it? Because sometimes when you start, you might not believe it. But I think words are really powerful.
100%.
Words are really powerful. So I believe in speaking things into existence.
100%.
So I'm going to keep telling myself I'm a baddie until I believe it. I think that's a really good way to...
That's the relearning process.
To just remind yourself,
you're literally reprogramming your mind.
Like that, and sometimes when...
It's powerful.
It's become like a meme for me. So like sometimes if I'm having a really bad day, let's say someone wants to take me for idiot, I'll stop and I'll look at my girls and I'm like, wait, like, I'm a fly bitch. Wait, I'm too pretty for this. And it might sound vain to others, but what I'm doing is because I don't feel that. I don't feel like a fly bitch, and I don't feel pretty, and that person's making me feel really low. So what I do is I speak the opposite into existence. On a day when, like, let's say something goes wrong, because we were talking about money earlier and trading and stuff. I don't know. I just think, like, let's say a day where I lose money or something falls through, like a business, something to do with business falls through, I speak into it like I'm a rich bitch. Like, that's right. Because I feel like, for me personally, everyone has the different hacks, but for me, that's a really big, like, it's a really powerful thing for me. And I think that's something that my mum taught me from young, because let's say that when I was growing up, my mum never let us call ourselves poor. So even if we didn't have certain things, she used to be like, you're rich in Jesus' name. So until today, I still say that bar. And I think because I was so lucky to have a mum that instilled these things in me, I know these hacks already. So that's one. I think self-care is one. And when I say self-care, it could be anything from getting your nails done, which I don't have right now, to doing a bath, having a bath, having a face mask, getting your eyelashes done. It could be anything, even doing a little hair thing, like anything that just, that makes you feel good and is taking care of something physically within yourself, I think is amazing. One that we sleep on as well, massages. Massages. Listen, massages are so funny.
I was saying to someone today that I'm having a massage like in the next 7 days, because I was like, why have I not had a massage? But you know why I haven't had a massage? Because of COVID. Because to be honest, I would have had a massage.
I've been trying to book in,
stuff like that, right? And it's not just, listen, spa weekends aren't just for you and your bae. They're not just for Mother's Day. They're not. They're when you want them.
With your girls, by yourself. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
That's self-care. Or go for a nice meal. Not because it's your girl's birthday.
It can be a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle.
Not because it's a date. Just go with your girl because you want to eat nice food. To me, that's self-care and that's self-love. Like, treating myself and doing things that make me feel good. Like, I love the feel of the fresh set of nails. I love having my toes done. Sometimes I just be looking at my toes like, it's so cute. I I love it, and I think it's that kind of thing of just like, some people see it as investing in yourself. I guess when you're an influencer, everything's investing in yourself. If it's like self-care, but I just see it as just taking care of yourself, because sometimes you can be on the go, you can have a lot going on in your life, and people that you have to look after, that need you, and you just need to step back sometimes and make sure that you are putting time aside, even if you have the busiest week ever, busy schedule. You need to just put that time aside, just so you don't lose yourself. Just put that time aside to do something just for you, that makes you happy, that doesn't benefit anyone else but you.
It's allowed.
It's allowed, and just have that selfish moment, because
100%.
that keeps me going.
And it's not even selfish, is it?
It's not in the long
It's
run.
not even selfish.
Because you need to be the best you can be, to be able to then help others and take care of others and do the things you want to do. Like, you're not going to start that new business whilst being depressed, whilst not being able to get out of bed. It doesn't.
Or whilst you're comparing yourself to other people.
Like you have to be in a good. I think good things come from a good place.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm a firm believer of the energy you put into the world is what you get out. Because I think if you are confident in yourself and you're doing all these things to make sure that, like, what you're putting out into the world, like how you carry yourself on socials, the way you interact with others is just on a positive. I think that shows and that reflects in your businesses, that reflects in your journey, it reflects in whatever you put your mind to. You'll start to see it, because I just think that's the way positive energy works.
I honestly believe that life is a mirror.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, because I definitely noticed that when I got a really shitty outlook on things, I feel shitty. Things are shitty. They go shitty. 100%. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I have such a positive outlook on my own life, but it's very realistic at the same time. But I also can't help but notice other people's pain certain times. And I'm just like, we need to break some of these paradigms, man. Some of these lies that people like. I don't want to see women knocking themselves in 2021. I want to see y'all bashing each other in 2021. I want to see people lifting each other up, raising each other up. I want to be seeing people collab with each other. Do you know what I mean? Like, sharing connections, because people sometimes don't want to share their connections. They feel like it's taken away from them. I'm a person. I've always been like, if you need something, if I know someone, I will put you through, because I want to see black women win. I want to see black people win. I want to see people win. Do you know what I mean? So I've never. So it's like, if you got a little contact, share your little contact. It doesn't take away from you and your contact relationship. Do you know what I mean? Like, just help each other out. If you got a little something, or you know you see a little business and you know someone likes that, or share with your friend. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know.
We've even had meetings and I've dropped names of some brands who I've never spoken to their CEO, nothing, and I'm like, yeah, but that brand's dope. Do you know what I mean? Some people wouldn't do that because it's like, like you said, they think it takes away from them. Do you know what I mean? It really doesn't. Yeah. But do you know, I do feel like things are changing. The veil is being lifted, and we just need to keep going and just continue to do everything with love in mind. Do you know what I mean? And it becomes easier. It becomes easier when you love yourself. Do you know what I mean? So yeah. Good episode, guys. It's really enjoyed having you on.
Thank you for coming on, babe.
Yeah, it's really nice because you're the first influencer, so to speak.
So it's nice that people get to see like some of your personality.
Do you know why I say so to speak? Just because I feel like I do think influencers get a stereotype attached to them, but they are just people who just really enjoy taking pictures on Instagram, looking cute, doing their thing.
Living their life,
and Tamarah lives her best life, and she's a really nice girl. She's a Scorpio, so I'm biased.
No, you just got hella personality. You got bare banks, man.
I mean, they didn't get to see much of it. I've really enjoyed being on here. Thank you guys for having me. I think if there was one final thing I'd like to leave everybody with, it would be that everything we spoke about today, if you agree with it, if you think it's made you think like on a deeper level about your actions and the way you treat others, that's where it starts.
100%.
Sometimes it could be really overwhelming, thinking, oh, I agree, but what
is
difference?
Me?
Or what difference can I make? Really, this is a society problem. But we're all the people that make
society.
So it all starts with the individual. So if we individually, whoever's watching this, it all starts with you and how you decide to act, how you decide to treat others, how you decide to like people's pics on Insta, how you decide to uplift women in your comments. It all starts with you. So I just want to challenge you, if you're watching this, take a moment and just reflect on your actions and how you can be the best version of yourself.
100%. I love that. So and also as well, like if there's anything you're unsure about or you want more feedback on, you can message, DM any one of us on our personal pages. Me and Chanel Love Success. Like we're here to have open dialogue. Do you know what I mean? It does heal. So yeah, thank you once again.
Thank you,
Bye guys.
Vivi.
We'll be back next week.